So this exercise is very easy to do. I'm going to show 3 versions of it, and it's great if you have neck tightness for no reason, no injury, but you have a tight neck. If you consider yourself to have poor posture, breathing troubles where you're a mouth breather, this is very useful. If you're a really flat back, so the thoracic spine between your shoulder blades is really flat, and it's like your sort of chest is sort of sticking out, and your ribs sort of flare out like this. Then that's just how your body's built. It's to do with a certain pattern your body's stuck in. This is particularly useful for that. If you have a tight lower back, it's useful as well. Here are some objective tests you can do before and then after you do this exercise, to see if it's going to be something that's going to be useful for you with the pain or condition that you're having trouble with. To know if it's going to be useful for you in the short term and the long term. And I pretty much can guarantee this one is going to be useful for you no matter what is happening with your body, just because of the effect it has on the diaphragm. So you get something to squeeze between your knees. I'm just using a rolled up towel, could be a ball, could be a yoga block. If you've got nothing, just squeeze your knees together and make sure they stay together. So I'm squeezing that together. So it means that my hips don't get involved in this test. Then I'm locking my arms out like I'm in a James Bond movie. It's like I've got a gun here. So the arms reach forward, then I twist as far as I can, and you're just noticing where you're pointing to. Twist the other way as far as you can. Notice where you're pointing to. Often people can turn a lot more this way than that way. That's because of diaphragm mechanics. Notice that. And then another thing you can do, just without turning your torso, how far can you turn your head? Notice what you can see behind you. Other way. Is there a catch? Is there pain? Is there tension? There's different on the other side. And notice also when people turn their head, there's some kind of closing pattern. So when they turn, it sort of blocks on this side. So when I turn to the left, it blocks on the left side. An opening pattern is that when I turn to the left, something's pulling on the other side. So it's opening pattern. So just notice that. When I turn to the right, is there a closing pattern? Is there something stopping me here? Or does it feel like muscle stops me over here? Just notice how much turn and where you feel it. Shoulders, if you've got a shoulder impingement, so it's painful to lift overhead, thumbs to the roof, go as high as you can without bending your body back. Notice what your arm's doing. Is there pain to do that? And you can do both arms at the same time. I'm going to run in the wall if I do it. Thumbs out to the side, come up high as you can go. Notice is there any pain or catch? And then thumbs down. No, just another test you can do. Thumbs down, coming up. Is there a catch? Is there pain doing that? It's probably the strongest test you can do for a shoulder that way. Do those first. Notice what happens, what you feel, how far you can move, and then do this following exercise, and then repeat the test after. And if it's something that you notice, gee, that feels a lot better, definitely keep doing this a lot for at least the next 2 weeks. If it's something that feels, yeah, I think there's a bit of a change, that means there has been a change. So do it more, do more sets, do at least 5 sets. And then go through the playlist on my channel for unwinding the PEC pattern. Start doing those exercises progressively. Do 3 of the exercises at a time for 2 weeks, and then do the next 3 for 2 weeks. And you'll just watch how the condition you have, whether it's a neck tightness, neck pain, starts to disappear or disappears completely. Chronic rhomboid tension disappears. SIJ issue at the back, gone or massively improved. You have more range of motion in your hips. That's something that can happen. You're just breathing easier. You're way less stressed. Body's less tensioned all the time. Your shoulders can move more freely. It's not pinching anymore. There's signs that your diaphragm is functioning better, and that's what this exercise is able to do. And it's one of the first, most easiest things you can do for the diaphragm. The next one will be then laying on the side with a towel underneath, laying on your side, and that's on the PEC pattern change exercise. That's a very easy one to do. Makes massive change in the shoulders, neck and pelvis. So the easiest thing to do, get a pillow, fold it in half, put it right up into your guts here, and then you're bending forward. Let your arms hang or just be comfortable, or this sort of position is good too, just because of the position the shoulder blades go in. Then all I'm doing, breathing in and out through my nose. Tongue on the roof of the mouth helps pressurize the breathing when you do that. And I'm just relaxed, breathing in and out through the nose. And what you'll notice is that because of the position that you're in, compressing the front of the stomach and the front of the lower ribs, it forces the back then, or just makes the back have to expand more. So it's the posterior mediastinum, which is between your shoulder blades pretty much. So the area, the space between your ribs and the back of your lungs and the back of your heart, that chamber. So air goes into chambers in the body, in the thorax, and some chambers it doesn't access very well, and one of them is right in the back. So we're getting the expansion of the lungs to go into that part. So we're just doing here, and we're staying here for about 10 breaths. Come up, have a rest, just particularly if you're a little bit dizzy after doing that. And then we go down again, and we can do the same thing, just relax breathing again. And from here what I can do is do a more active form of the breathing. It's the exhale that makes a lot of change in posture, patterns that the body lives in all the time, especially the PEC pattern. It's the exhalation that makes the difference. It takes tension out of the body and allows other parts of the thorax to open up with the breathing. And how we can do this, very easy. So in through the nose, nice easy breath. So not going like this. So just make your system more tense. So quiet, relaxed, easy breath in through the nose. Then as I breathe out, breathing out through the mouth, like I'm fogging up a mirror. And towards the later part of that exhale, because it involves some muscular contraction, so it's the internal obliques and some external oblique, some transverse abdominis that pulls the ribs down and pulls sort of the core on. So you breathe out till you feel your side abs, so that's the obliques here, they're engaging. So I feel that tighten here. That's the feeling that we want with the next part of the exercise. So we'll just do another breath. You can pop your hands on not on your hips, but in the soft part where your spare tire might be. And then we're pushing in a little bit, and then you're breathing in, just normal, nice relaxed, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And you keep breathing out, you aim to get all the air out, and you'll feel it tighten through the side here. Keep a bit of the tightness here now, so I keep some tension. I don't let it all be soft again. I keep some of that tension. And then I breathe in through the nose, nice and easy. And you'll notice it'll inflate here, here, and the back. So there's more inflation in the rest of your rib cage. And that's good. All the air out. Keep this a bit tight. Breathe in. So that feeling, we want that with the next part of the exercise. So I'm doing the same thing. So I'm stuffing this underneath into my guts here, bending forward, here, hanging out here, whatever's comfortable. So nice easy breath in through the nose. So I breathe out till I feel that engagement in my abdomen. Keep a bit of that tension in the abdomen. Breathe in. And you'll notice it'll make your back inflate even more. About 5 breaths. If after doing this exercise you feel like you're more tense, more tight in your body, you've tried it too hard. So you've just put too much effort into it. So it's usually the in-breath. Trying too hard with that, the neck gets involved. So you're actually triggering a stress response just by doing that. So my advice is to drop drop the hamstrings, drop this, no need to do this. Just put the pillow in the stomach, bend forward, just nice, relaxed, easy breath in and out through the nose, letting your body relax, and you'll get the feeling of release come from it again. Very common thing, people feel a bit tense after doing these breathing exercises. There's a skill, there's a knack to doing them, and usually people try too hard and it actually winds the system up more. So these breathing exercises aim to get more of a respiratory role, more of a doming of the diaphragms, This affects the pelvic diaphragms too, so that the left hemidiaphragm can ascend and the pelvic diaphragm can ascend too, which rebalances the pelvis, takes chronic tension out of the neck, can rebalance the entire body, and the breathing gets very, very different, gets more efficient